Hi, I'm Steve Waters and I'm the founder of the Teach Well Alliance. This is the first in a series of 7 short videos called The Causes of Teacher Burnout. In this video, I define burnout and identify what is causing it. Our education system is in crisis. Workload and stress are causing teachers to leave the profession. A third of trainee teachers resign within 5 years. Schools are unable to recruit staff. Teacher burnout is the most common cause of teacher absence. According to Alexandra Michel, a science writer at the Association of Psychological Science, burnout results when the balance of deadlines, demands, working hours and other stressors outstrips rewards, recognition and relaxation. Christina Maslach of the University of California has been studying burnout since the 1970s. Maslach said, quote, "It is a common belief that there is just one dimension to job stress, work overload. Indeed, overload is often considered to be a synonym for stress." Unquote. The DFE believes that reducing unnecessary workload will solve the problems of teachers leaving the profession, staff absence and difficulties recruiting. On the other hand, Maslach's analysis of burnout tells us that focusing on workload alone, without addressing the other 5 factors, will not solve the education crisis in our schools. So, in addition to workload, what are the factors that contribute to burnout? They are a lack of control, a lack of reward, a lack of community, a perception of unfairness in the organisation, a mismatch between the values of individual teachers and those of the school. Watch video 2 in our series, The Causes of Teacher Burnout. Hi, welcome. Steve Waters at the Teach Well Alliance. In our second video in the series The Causes of Teacher Burnout, I look at workload, one of the 6 factors that Christina Maslach identifies as causing burnout. Maslach explains that work overload occurs, quote, when the quantity of work exceeds the amount of time available, or when the job is simply too difficult given your current resources, skill set or level of ability, unquote. Teachers report that workload is never ending and they don't have the resources they need to do the job. They feel that workload is passed down from the DFE and the government to their schools, then to their head teacher and finally to individual teachers against a backdrop of constant change. Data collection, including the excessive bureaucracy of tracking pupil progress, is a source of excessive demands, much of it for Ofsted inspections. Teachers often feel that the number of hours they work is just part of the job, that it had always been like this, and it always will be. Hi. In this video, I look at lack of reward as one of Christina Maslach's contributory factors to burnout. Teacher pay was stagnant from 2010 until 2017, when the School Teachers Review Body recommended a 2% rise. Teachers' unions have calculated the loss of earnings in real terms as 12%. While pay is of course of great concern, teachers who leave the profession cite a lack of job satisfaction and a lack of appreciation as more influential factors in their decision to resign. Where schools acknowledge the work that teachers do and ensure that they know they are valued, attrition is low, despite the relatively low pay compared to similar professionals. It turns out that the rewards of teaching are less tangible than salary levels and more to do with how their school acknowledges the valuable work teachers are doing. Hi, Steve Waters of the Teach Well Alliance. One of the causes of burnout identified by Christina Maslach is a lack of control. A lack of control over decisions and a lack of professional autonomy are often raised by teachers as sources of low morale and dissatisfaction. High levels of accountability add to the perception that teachers are not trusted to deliver effective teaching and learning. Budget constraints lead to teachers trying to do a difficult job with insufficient resources in an atmosphere of distrust. Head teachers are under severe pressure. They are accountable to the government, their governing bodies, and to Ofsted. They have to juggle finances to pay for supply teachers to cover growing rates of staff absence due to burnout, and to pay high fees for advertising vacancies. Hi, Steve Waters of the Teach Well Alliance here. Welcome to this video on a lack of community, which Christina Maslach has identified as one of the 6 factors contributing to burnout. She said, quote, "People thrive in community and function best when they share praise, comfort, happiness and humour with people they like and respect. In addition to emotional exchange and instrumental assistance, this kind of social support reaffirms a person's membership in a group with shared values." Unquote. In schools where there is a lack of community, teachers don't often laugh, are unhappy, and rather than feeling that they are members of a community, they often work alone, behind their own classroom doors. Hello, Steve Waters of the Teach Well Alliance. In this video I describe a lack of fairness, one of Christina Maslach's 6 causal factors of burnout. Where teachers suffer from a lack of appreciation and there is low morale in a school, they often feel a sense of injustice, a lack of fairness. Fairness is a difficult concept to measure, but it is the perception of a lack of fairness in a school which does the damage. The higher the incidence of burnout, the more likely it is that teachers feel that favouritism plays a part in, for example, internal appointments or inequalities in the distribution of work. A sense of a lack of fairness can also extend to dissatisfaction with the way disputes or disagreements are handled. A lack of fairness can extend to staff being asked to leave as a way of resolving a disagreement between themselves and the head teacher. While being shown the door would be rare in a positive school community, it can be used more frequently in a school where the majority of the staff are in conflict with the leadership. Hi, Steve Waters of the Teach Well Alliance. Welcome. In this final video in our series, The Causes of Teacher Burnout, I describe a conflict of values as one of the 6 factors that Christina Maslach identified as contributing to burnout. Where a teacher's values and goals do not coincide with those of the school, this can lead to job dissatisfaction and conflict. Our values are part of our identity, and we look for people within our community who share the same values. Many teachers disagree with the government's emphasis on testing and results, which they view is at the expense of creativity and is causing unnecessary stress for their learners. Having to deliver a knowledge and content-based curriculum, largely measured by tests and exams, causes a conflict with teachers' values, and for many, does not coincide with the reasons why they trained to be teachers in the first place. Now that we have reviewed the 6 factors contributing to burnout, our next video series, called Tackling Burnout, will look at how the Teach Well Alliance tackles each of the causes of burnout.